All right. Hey, the run game last week, 47 rushes as an offense. As a running back, you got to love that type of commitment to the running game, right? What does that mean to this group?
It means a lot, that coach, decided to run us, 42 times a game, like you said. It definitely shows that he has a lot of trust and confidence in, us and the offensive line and the wideouts, with all blocking. And, we want to be able to run the ball. So just to, get the opportunity to go out there and showcase that definitely means a lot to our group.
You got a 1-2 punch with Travis here too. And throw in LeQuint too. It's a three-headed monster, I guess, in the backfield, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. Like you said, TJ in there. Then I could come in. You got Quint that comes in. Do his little 1-2. It's just it's amazing to see. We don't gotta be out there gassed. Trying to stretch plays because we're low on numbers. We got 3 backs that can come in. And pick up off each other and be successful.
This was an offensive line last week that had 5 guys on the injury report. Right tackle was out. And they had that performance. What does that say? How much belief do you have in that group up front?
A lot of belief. It's just, that's who they are. They work their tails off every week. Some people battling through injuries. We might lose some guys throughout a week in a game, but, they come in and they work their butts off, every day of the week. So just going out there and them showing, who they are, we definitely need it.
How are you physically feeling after we're getting close to Thanksgiving here? Would have been about the same amount of time as a college football regular season. So how are you physically with all this time left to go?
I feel pretty good. Biggest thing I picked up, coming into the league is taking care of your body, a lot of treatment, and creating a routine for yourself. So I think the routine that I created and getting as much treatment as I do, helped me thus far. And I just got to keep continuing to do it.
Last one for me, and it's now handling the success of last week. We saw what this team could do getting off the deck after what happened in Houston with the performance last week. But how do you, as a team, learn to go handle business on the road coming off a win like that?
Just get back to the basics. Last week was a great win, but put it behind us. We know what we need to build on, and we know our standard, like Coach Cohen said, we set the new standard, last Sunday. We just got to know that and come out this week and prepare like it and, just go out there and be us.
How does it feel to be recognized as one of the best rookies of the week this past week?
It feels amazing. Still got a lot of work to do, but, just to be recognized and put in that conversation, feels amazing.
Last week, the performance the defense put in, what did it really take for you guys to kind of hone in throughout the week to do that? And have you seen it replicate this week in practice?
Of course, I think last week we just kind of honed in on each other. I think it was more about finding out more about each other and really, figuring out what works for us more than it was like anything else. I think it was just, we really just came together and was like, let's just have fun. Like, forget everything else that, that comes with it. Let's just have fun. And, I think we'll love the result.
How much does it help you as a corner when the defensive line's having the kind of game they did, just beating up on them?
Yo, I was so excited they were doing what they were doing. Like, I really didn't have to cover long. I mean, after I took away the first read, it was sack. So I did a mic'd up, and I think everybody seen it. I was telling Javon, I was like, bro, like, y'all keep doing that, bro. Like, we can call anything. And so, I was super excited for those boys, especially Josh, getting the record. So, super excited for those boys.
How do you guys keep playing angry?
I think it's more of like the culture that we kind of built here. I think you can kind of tell the difference in the way that we play. And I don't know how they played before I got here, but like in the previous years since I've been here, I think you can kind of see the difference in how we play. I think it's just I think Lim and Camp and everyone does a good job of talking about that edge that we need to play with and just wearing it every day. So I think that's just kind of when we're all clicking and having fun and not thinking about like what will happen if something goes bad. I think you get to see how that edge that we kind of play with.
What's the keys for the Cardinals this week?
I think just get back to having fun. I mean, I don't really think nobody should really try to, do anything out of the ordinary. Like, I need Josh to be Josh. Jarrian needs to go be Jarrian. Greg needs to go be Greg. I don't need you to be like, I don't need Brian Dawkins to show up out of nowhere. I need you to just be who you are and everything to handle yourself.
So is it just kind of, not stressing too much or making it too big of a thing, just focusing, like you said, on your job, but just not putting too much thought into it? Is that it?
Yeah, I think the DB coach just talked to us. I think they said it perfect. I think the 2 things that we can just worry about, and if we do these 2 things at a high level, we'll be good. Execute and play with maximum effort. If we do those 2 things, I have no doubt what'll happen in the game.
Camp said how happy he was for Christian Braswell and kind of go in there and play the way he did. Just, you've been with him the last couple of years. What was it like for you to kind of see him go in there and play like
Super excited. I'm really close with CB and just, what I'm saying, seeing him get his opportunity and he shows up. I see him show up every day in practice. So, the world being able to see him show up and, make those plays in those moments, I think I was super excited for him, I think, the sky's the limit for him. I think he's going to continue to, play at a really high level.
You guys had last week. How do you build on that as you go into the Cardinals on Sunday?
Just learn what worked. And I'm sure we did stuff that was wrong, too. So learning from those mistakes, too, and just trying to get better, honestly. So just take what we did, flush it, but at the same time, learn from everything.
Are you settled in now? Like this whole offense? Are you? How much of it do you think you know by this point?
I honestly couldn't even tell you. Every week is a new week. I'm just trying to learn the situation for the week and make sure I got my job right. I can say right now I can get myself open. I probably couldn't help everybody get open as far as the total offense, but the guys been helping me a lot, so I appreciate them for that.
What have you kind of learned about Trevor since you got here?
He deliver a good ball. He do his job. He know what he doing. He a pro. He a good QB to have, honestly. I'm grateful to be here with him and get it in with him.
And then when you see the offense run almost 50 times, kind of posing that will, how much does that open up things in the passing game when you guys are getting stuff like that on the ground?
Yeah, that's football, honestly. I feel like football is built around the run game, right, and stopping the run. So when you can enforce your will like that, everything's just easy after that. They got to respect it. They got to bring safeties down and account for it. And that make it easier on us in the back end.
Are you settled in, period? Like, have you found a place to live, or are you still, living out of a hotel, or how's that?
Airbnb right now, yeah. We bouncing around. It's taking it day by day, though. I ain't complaining. It's football. It's a couple months. I ain't got no real issues.
Is it hard, though, when you're trying to find a place like that, and then you're trying to learn teammates, learn coaches, learn a new offense? When you go back at night, I'm assuming you're just pounding through the playbook and stuff, right?
Yeah, chilling with my family, honestly. But, it's supposed to be hard, though. If it wasn't anybody, I'd do it for real. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
Trevor said something yesterday. He's like, he kind of can tell just by the way you run and the way you move that he knows where you're going to be. Do you know what he's talking about? Does that make sense to you a little bit, or?
A little bit, but I ain't gonna dig too deep in it. If he can tell, I'm gonna just keep doing what I do. You know what I mean? Obviously, he got a good read on it, so I don't want to mess him up at all.
What's your early impressions now, a couple weeks in, of the personality of this team? And is this a team that can build on last week for the weeks ahead and make a run here after Thanksgiving?
Honestly, I haven't had enough time to really tell you the full personality, but I think so to the second part. I definitely think just going off of the first week with the Texans and how it came back to the next week, I think this should be an easier job. But I think if we can show that we can do it through wins and losses, it'll be a good statement for us.
What have you kind of seen, this week through practice, from the defense, how you guys have kind of been honing in and building off that performance from last week?
Yeah, just focusing on all the details. Obviously, we had a great performance last week. The standard is set now. We played 4 quarters of our brand of football, and so it's not changing anything. It's preparing the same way. Obviously, it's a different opponent, so we got to tune into what our game plan specific stuff is for them, but it's keeping the same process.
Being around Josh as long as you've been, what was it like for you just to see him kind of hit that record last week?
Man, it was special. It was a long time coming. We were giving him crap about it. It should have been broke it, but man, it just came in at just a great time. Big win, big team win, and man, that's my brother. I'm so happy for him, so proud of him, and I just look forward to him extending that record and make it hard for the next guy.
How good is Eric playing in front of you? Armstead, how good is Eric playing in front of you?
Yeah, no, he's playing great. Obviously, in the pass game, he has really good sack production, and he's been doing his thing in the run game. Made some plays the other day, and really, all year. So he's playing really good. And like I said, that's the standard. Everybody across the board, we expect for them to play at their highest level.
He seemed, I don't know if rejuvenated is the right word, but last year playing outside, now he's back inside where he's had, a ton of success. Does it energize maybe a little bit more this year?
Yeah, I think he's hungry. He's just every day he goes out, and I can't really speak for him obviously, but from what I see, it's like he's got a point to prove, and we're behind him. Everybody has got a point to prove. We all want to go and just put our best foot forward. So that's what I see.
How does this team play angry every week moving ahead?
Yeah, I think we play for the love of one another. We play for each other, but when it comes down to it, yeah, we got to play pissed off. I think Coach said it, we got to play fierce. And it's really just a mentality. It's a me or you mentality.
With What's the scouting report from Jakobi?
Yeah, vet. He, system quarter. Well, I wouldn't say system quarterback, but he's a guy that can run the system really well, and he can air the ball out. Obviously, he can make every throw. A guy that we obviously have to focus on, just because. I mean, he set an NFL record last week for most completions, and ever since week 6, they were saying he's had some really impressive numbers. So he's been doing a good job managing the offense and getting the ball to his playmakers. So we're going to be on high alert for that.